How to outsource your marketing to the right ad agency. Look, I've been in the ad agency game for ages. My first company that I started, my first real company, was an ad agency called ACS. Eventually, in the 2008 crash, it didn't do so well, but over time I created another ad agency that I currently own, NP Digital. And I've also hired tons of ad agencies because I've been a serial entrepreneur and I started my first company when I was 16. I picked some good ones, I picked some bad ones. The first few that I picked, I lost all my money and I ended up working at a theme park, continually picking up trash and trying to make money to hire more people, but eventually couldn't save up enough, so I learned it on my own. And as I built a few other businesses, some were venture-backed, like Kissmetrics, which didn't work out, but we would outsource some of our marketing to ad agencies as well. And I've learned what works and what doesn't work. Now here's the thing. It doesn't matter how good of a reputation someone has. Let's say if everyone's like, Neil, you're an amazing marketer. I'm making that up. People could say I suck. I think I'm decent, but you can tell me that. And that's up to you. But what I've learned is, even though I have a following for marketing online and people look up to me as a digital marketer, just because you hire my company doesn't mean that you get the results what you're looking for. Now, my company produces great results. We actually make probably more of our revenue from upsells and retention than we do from getting new accounts. That's how satisfied clients are. But what I've learned over the years is it's not about the person you hire. Like even Gary Vaynerchuk has an ad agency. It's not about hiring Gary Vaynerchuk or Neil Patel. It's about who is working on your account. See, if you hire a company, even ones that work with Fortune 100 companies, and they put junior people on your account that have never done marketing before, it doesn't matter if you hire me or someone else. You need to look at the people who are actually working on your account and doing the work. What are their qualifications? How good are they at marketing? So that's step one. Step one is make sure you're not just hiring an ad agency, you're hiring specific people within that ad agency who are working on your account. So make sure you have really good people on your account and make sure their credentials aren't just great and their track record is not just great, but they also have experience within your industry, which means they'll be able to produce results quicker. Two, you need to make sure that that company has industry experience. So when they're pitching you, let's say if you're a fintech company, they need to show you other examples of fintech companies that they produce results for. And they need to provide references for this. Because when they do that, there's a higher chance that they'll be able to provide results for you as well. The last thing you want to do is work with a company that can't produce results and has no experience in your space, because not every space is equal. Some spaces have regulations. For example, if you're in the cannabis industry, there's regulations when it comes to marketing. Or if you're in the crypto industry, there's regulations when it comes to marketing. You don't want to hire someone who's a good marketer who has no experience in that space, because they're going to have to learn it, which means you're paying for someone to learn something, which means it's not as efficient and it's going to take you longer to get results. The third thing that you need to do is, before you even work with that company, they need to analyze your business and tell you everything that's wrong. They need to tell you everything that's wrong in such a detailed overview, you're going to be like, why'd they tell me all this? I can just go do it on my own. And even though they break it down, the key strategy here is if they're that good at breaking everything down, why would you waste the time trying to do it on your own when they give you the roadmap, when you can just be like, all right, you already did the analysis, this makes sense, go and execute on it because you know it's the right team. And if they're not willing to break it all down for you and break down how they can drive the results, what you're doing wrong, what needs to be fixed, in what order to get the results you're looking for, then you're wasting your time. So make sure they do that. The next thing you need to do is have goal alignment. What are the goals that you're trying to achieve, and can they achieve it? Sometimes people come to us and they say, hey, we're a venture funded startup. We raised $100 million. We have no revenue, and we want you to help us get to $20 million in revenue in the next 6 months. Literally, I've had someone call me and ask for that. Can't do it. I'm like, do you have a sales team? No. I'm like, but you're in B2B. They're like, well, we have a sales team, but it's 2 people. Well, how are you going to handle the volume? Are you selling things for $10 million? Like, no, we're selling things for $100,000. I'm like, well, that's not working out. And I'm like, why such a rush? And they're like, oh, well, we raised $100 million a while ago and we're running out of money, so we need the revenue as quick as possible. But that doesn't logically make sense for you to take them on as a client if you're an agency, because if you can't produce the results, they're going to be upset at you and churn anyways. So make sure that the goals are aligned, both from the agency end and from you as the business owner or the marketer or the CMO or whoever's hiring that agency. If you guys can't align on the goals, it's not going to work out. The last thing I have for you is make sure time zones are similar. With marketers these days, they can be working from anywhere, especially with people going remote. Just because someone is from the United States doesn't mean they live in the United States. They can be working from one of those islands in Thailand that looks amazing, at least from the pictures, but you don't want to do calls in the middle of the night your time. It would just be super inconvenient for you. So you need to make sure that they're on your time zone. It doesn't matter if they came from the same city. If they're not on your time zone, it's going to be a pain. That's how you find an agency that produces results. Now, there's a lot of other things that you may want to look out for as well, but those are the main pitfalls that I see companies making when they're hiring agencies. If you need help with your marketing, check out my ad agency, NP Digital. We analyze businesses for free, and if you like it, pay us. If you don't like it, you don't have to pay us. And if you have any questions, leave a comment below. I'm always here to help.